Hi everyone, you're very welcome back to the second episode of the Spyro Speedruns cast. I am MrGamesendy and I'm joined today by DantaFanta.
Hello, hello.
Charity Royall.
Hey everybody.
Morgan.
Hello.
And Daniel Davidson.
Good afternoon.
So yes, we are on to the second episode of this cast. Round one has been going fantastically well. Big credit to everyone for doing their matches really quickly and getting their matches organized and done. Fair play to everyone. We would just like to make, almost everyone. Yeah, exactly. Morgan, as always. There's always a few matches behind, but it happens, But we'd also like to bring a special message here. Al Malloy, who's recently returned to the server, is backing Skater.
Yeah, it was a very important
nice.
Interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Skater, you're backed. So yeah, in this cast we are going to give awards for the matches that have taken place, and we're going to have a run through of the groups. So the first award in this cast is the most exciting match.
Angus Marcus.
Yeah, Angus versus Marcus was a very exciting match.
Yeah, I totally agree. Marcus versus Angus, because it was neck and neck the whole way. They were in sync for a lot of it. Literally only a couple of seconds between victory and defeat. So I think that that definitely deserves to be the most exciting match. I think it's been the closest race so far during the entire tournament too.
That was the
like
dragons, then the key chests one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
that was really close. Yeah.
Time difference for 2 seconds, I believe.
Ooh.
2 seconds.
I'd like to nominate as a runner-up for this Amelia versus Lucas, because they were also very close up until the end when Amelia made a crucial mistake of going into Skilos Badlands.
Ooh.
That was a good race.
Was that for gems? Was it, Nick?
Yeah, it was a race to. I feel like it was a race to get a certain number of gems. I think it was maybe to buy climb.
I think it was something like that. Yeah. Right.
But I know that Lucas decided to stay in Aquaria and collect more gems, while Amelia decided to fight Crush early. And she didn't have enough gems left in Autumn Plains, so she had to go into Skilos, and the loading screens were what killed her chances of beating Lucas.
Yeah, because Autumn Plains, especially to start, wouldn't be the greatest for gems.
If she had like 50 more gems going into Autumn Plains, she probably could have collected enough in the beginning area and bought climb, but I think she just didn't have enough.
Yeah, it was a race to pay all money back to Summer Forest Worlds and pay for climb. That was the goal. So but like that was definitely a good match too as well. I mean that's definitely a good match. All the matches have been great, but the one that stands out for me personally would be the Angus and Marcus one, because
for sure.
2 seconds in it, they were literally in sync. Which tends to be a thing with Marcus. He tends to be in sync with his opponents, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of Marcus's races have been like some of the better ones with them being close, I mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So second award is the most entertaining match.
Mayo Doctor versus James Jones.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be up there, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I just love that one too much.
It's a choice between the two James Jones races. You got one where his footage just broke, and one where it's not even footage, it's just a slideshow.
I also quite enjoyed the Liam versus Garion one with the webcams. That was like a nice, like a bit of something different, I thought. Because even like obviously on the VOD you can see everyone's webcam, so I thought that was quite like a nice sort of change of pace for the channel.
Oh yes, we need more webcam races.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Spyro Speedruns cast episode 3 will have webcams. I agree. I think this was a very entertaining match. I also thought that Yes Wally won and Alice Clark was also very entertaining.
Oh
too.
Yeah, that was the one where Wally had the handicap of his gem total counted for all the worlds, while Alice is reset for each world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very entertaining race indeed.
I also really liked Mayo Doctor versus MTB, where they had to try to do tree swim several times in a row.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
And,
like that call was great crack because like it was like because Mayo would fail, then Marcus would fail.
And I also have another shout out for Alice Clark versus Charity Royale with the yes, Wally won interruptions to go do a different egg.
That was definitely a very chaotic race.
Yeah, that was a good one to watch.
Yeah. Great job to everyone. Yeah, all fantastic races. Great nominees as well. Okay, next award is the funniest match, and I'm gonna go back once again to Liam versus Gary, and I just thought that was just so funny to watch because I think Liam kept quitting and then went back again, and then just all the webcams, just all the reactions.
Yeah,
very good.
I watched that race earlier today, and it was a very good one.
It was great because I think Liam went straight for the Sorceress, who he'd not fought in many years, and obviously he got right close to the end and then died, and then
Also-
obviously Garion struggled with the Speedway as well, so it was good. It was not good, obviously, but it was sort of got your pulse racing when both of them looked like they'd be getting ahead and then they'd fail something that like they would then have to spend a couple minutes redoing, and obviously like a couple minutes is a lot of time in these sort of races.
Also, Dan versus Dr. Crusher, when they both spent the entire second half of the race failing and skipping to Ripto.
I'd have to disagree and say that was not fun at all from the race perspective. But what I did find quite fun was the me versus Lucas one. I didn't speak an awful lot in it, but I thought the commentary from the others in the call was quite good. Quite enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely didn't have to redo that 4 times or anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And obligatory shout out to Dan versus Witters.
Yes, of course. Yeah. The double jump returns.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't know if this was included in the video, but in Yoga versus Skater, after Yoga had already won and Skater was trying to finish, he was trying to get through Blowhard. And he could just not get through that middle section. He tried for so long, and that was just, it was pretty funny how frustrated he got.
The moving platforms bit?
Yeah, the moving platforms bit, but the rule was you couldn't collect any dragons, so there was no checkpoint. So he had to start the whole level over every time he failed.
Brilliant.
That was great stuff. Yeah, great nominations, lads. So next award is the most unexpected victory.
I am going to go for all of my wins.
Because I had Danta to not win a single race. That was quite that was down to the wire as well, wasn't it? Because it literally came down to the time penalty.
Yeah, so my race with Morgan was down to the time penalties. If we'd done a more normal goal, Morgan would have won easily, I'd say.
Part of it was just really bad luck, bonking. Half of it was me making a stupid mistake in treetops.
I mean, that's the thing with these races, isn't it? It's like it all just boils down to what happens on the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. You could get a skip like 2 days before or a day before, then on the race, like you don't get it at all.
But I say if we rematched with a more normal goal, then Morgan would win hands down.
I'd say that for me at least, DantaFanta's loss to Mayo Doctor was surprising. Not because I don't think Mayo Doctor is good, but he was a newcomer for a lot of us. So I didn't know his skill level, and I knew Danta was very good.
He's
and
always been decent at Spyro.
What?
Always been decent at Spyro.
I mean, I've never seen Mayo Doctor before, so I was surprised to me as someone who doesn't know Mayo Doctor at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, that's a thing for like people like Nick, who wasn't around years ago. Like like I was. Like I would have seen Mayo Doctor years ago, and so would have Morgan. But I didn't know what his skill level was. I didn't know had he improved in Spyro, had he had he got worse. I honestly didn't know his skill level, and but I always knew that he had skill. I just didn't know what his skill level was, basically. So I would be used to, for people like Nick, obviously they wouldn't have known who Mayo was or what his skill level was. So that's the thing too. But the most I think I'm going to go with a different path here. I would go with Yoga Monyo beating Charm Sky. The reason I say that is mainly because Charm Sky was ISGP2 semi-finalist, and Yoga didn't get out of Group A last tournament, and that was meant to be the easy group. So I thought that was good, a big shock. Like, Yoga is good, but it's just saying that I think most people probably would have expected Hanley to win that race.
I think his race against Hanley and against Skater, that definitely goes to show that Yoga has really improved in his speedrunning capabilities since ISGP 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
I think Yoga is another guy that he always had talent. It was just, I think, just putting the effort in. Like, compared to other people, that was it. Like, he's definitely like in the middle tier. It's just how much he puts into it, really.
You can accomplish so much when you're not beating Scorch.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. That's less for the day, guys. Just don't beat Scorch.
Exactly. Although saying this now, if me and Yoga race this tournament, we're beating Scorch.
He's
guaranteed that is literally our rematch. Sorry, Daniel, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just saying you're setting yourself up for a guaranteed win there. In that case.
Now, moving on from beating Scorch, the best goal objective. Like, what goal objective do people enjoy seeing the most?
I'm trying to remember what the goals were now.
anything invented by Muddy could probably be in contention. Yeah. I particularly liked the one where him and Yoga had to return to Stone Hills Beach.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was after they do something and then have to go back to the beach. Is that collect 200 gems or something?
Every level they went to, they had to go back.
Oh, every level.
Every level, go back
yeah.
to the beach. That was an awesome goal. I love that one.
I really liked Desert Monkey versus Noel McDavid, where they had to collect orbs, but they needed to pay 300 gems for every orb.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That was really good. I liked Muddy and Charm Sky in Spyro Free because I hadn't seen many Spyro Free gem collecting runs, so I thought that was very good too. And of course, you can't beat a Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, you can't beat the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, that was the one I was thinking of.
Absolutely.
Oh, I also really liked Morgan versus Danta with the you can't collect gems goal. That was really interesting.
Yeah, those ones are always interesting. Those ones are always that interesting because it's like essentially the levels are just covered with landmines at that.
Yeah, it's just like you're like, no, can't collect this gem. No, that's a 10. No. So yeah, I think any Muddy Maestro goal, I think is definitely getting the most best goal objective. Like, fair play to Muddy on that. And then final award.
Not best objective, but best stipulation was Witters versus Daniel Davidson with double jump and head bash.
Oh yes, head bash.
used properly this time, not quite,
used properly.
A bit more, a bit more restrictive than the ISGP2 race, but at least we actually managed to complete a race this time. Exactly.
Daniel, and that won't be the only restricted race Dan Davidson will have in the future.
Ooh.
There may be a race coming up where he has to leave a level.
One of you should leave the level.
Yeah, that's a good one. Look forward to that one going off.
Yeah, that's a great one. So yeah, and final award now is the fastest runner.
James Jones.
I was going to say that.
Is this in terms of like fastest to complete their races, or like is in like
fastest in terms of like speed running, like performing in the race basically? So I guess I'd say toss up between Daniel Davison, Yes Wally 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's this guy called I think his name's No Waldo 1 or something.
Yeah, I think in terms of speed running ability, then I think Wally is the shoe-in for that one, definitely. Even with his
in all 3 games.
Yeah exactly. Yeah.
If you're looking at a Spyro 1 goal, Laura.
Oh yeah, Laura.
Laura.
Honorable mention too. And also give Skater a shout too. I thought he was quite good too.
Skaters and had some good Spyro 1 runs.
I've really underperformed in this tournament, I think.
No, Morgan.
You've done
great, Morgan. Don't worry.
You've had some good races, Morgan.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't help that our group is the difficult group.
Yeah, exactly. Look! All the groups are very well balanced. Like, there really isn't much between anyone. Like, on any given day, any person can beat the other. So, like, it's like. So basically, like any time, like, Morgan could beat Angus next time.
Did you say kill
That's the thing.
Angus?
Sorry, that's what you were saying.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
Bit of a slip of the tongue there. Yeah.
no, I was going to say that on the topic of balancing and like anyone could beat anyone. Depending on how some future races go, it's a possible Group Marufuji could be in a 5-way tie.
Oh,
So,
Imagine.
depending on how Morgan versus Marcus goes and Morgan versus Angus goes, that could be a thing.
exactly.
Something to look out for.
Oh yeah, that group is certainly like, I know we're kind of skipping ahead of some groups, but like that group I think is like so cutthroat, really.
Oh,
Like
100%.
like you got Danta who made a classic. Hold on a second, I'm just going to group here now. You've got Danta who made a classic league final in ISGP 2. You've got Angus who made a classic league final in the first ISGP. You've got Morgan who is good. You got Marcus who did it.
Is good.
I've won multiple Spyro 1 exhibition races against Laura.
Oh yes, he has.
Nice. See, so there's a skill there. You got Mayo Doctor who is a pretty good competitor as well.
And he has
You know,
Marcus, who's our current
and James
classic
Jones.
champion.
Exactly. We have a classic champion in the group as well.
Mhm.
And then we got Liam, who's pretty. Not Liam, James Jones is pretty good as well. I think of Liam because James beat Liam.
See, I feel like the thing with Group Marufuji is that it doesn't. I feel like it's the only group that doesn't have any like big names in it. Like for example, like Yes Wally 1 or Muddy Maestro. Like it doesn't have any big names, but it has a lot of really good people in it that are all.
I thought James Jones
like,
was
stacked.
an
I'm a speedrunner. I'm a real speedrunner.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like you haven't competed in the tournament, so like I mean, big names as in like ISGP wise.
You know, the person with the most experience in ISGP in this group is Angus because he's been in like everything so far.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
will that come to
Alright,
an
so
end
we're just gonna-
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So group Sugira, it's looking like Daniel, who's won 4 from 4, is going to top the group and going to go through as the top seed.
Unless Amelia can win the rest of her
Sorry, go on.
races, he's already won the group.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, because if she beats me in the head-to-head, then we'd be level on points. But yeah, she'd top the group. Very nice.
Yeah. So and also I believe says here like I believe Dr. Crusher has managed to do all his races actually as well. So good job to Dr. Crusher. I think he actually is the first person in the tournament to actually do all his races first. So fair play to him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say when we were discussing the fastest runners. If we're talking in terms of like getting races done, I think it's like definitely Dr. Crusher would win that award.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I know it's I think Daniel will probably come first place, but it's very well evenly matched for the next couple of places. Like Daniel, you're in this group. How would you see the next 2nd to 4th place going?
Yeah, I mean it's difficult because if you look at the table as it is now, aside from myself and Dr. Crusher, everyone's on the same number of points. So it literally does just depend on what the result of those remaining matches are. So, you know, Amelia's got 3 races still to be uploaded. Vitus has got 2. Lucas has got 2. Bobbledink's got 1. So at this point, it's obviously difficult for Bobbledink to reach that top 4. But even the result of his races could obviously massively influence the group, as we've seen with his race against Lucas. That's obviously sort of thrown the group into a bit of turmoil, I guess, for lack of a better word. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it's a tough one. So I think I'd like to think that hopefully by this stage I've secured my place. But as for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I think it's anyone's guess at this point what could happen.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like it's very, very, it's very hard to call really, like because there really isn't much between each player.
Exactly.
Maybe on paper you might have Vitus to go through, but we don't know. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, I'd expect that.
Dan and I were talking about this earlier today, and we've kind of been talking about this for like the past week because this is like the most volatile group. But I think like with my predictions that I made, I predicted that Dan would beat Amelia because he's top of his group, and Amelia would beat Bobbledink, which might not happen because Bobbledink did beat Lucas, so that's not for sure. I don't really know what the outcome of that race will be, but assuming those 2 races go that way, Then Amelia versus Vitus. If Amelia wins, she goes through, and Vitus must beat Lucas to go through. But if she loses, then she would go through if Vitus beats Lucas. So like literally, Amelia could end up anywhere from 2nd to 5th at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, and then anywhere, like either Vitus, Lucas, or Amelia, and any two of those three could end up being the people to go through, and one of them could be eliminated.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because Amelia's got the win over Dr. Crusher, so if they finish level on points, that's enough for her to finish above him, which would put her 2nd. But then if she loses her remaining races, she could be 5th. So it's like it's a huge sort of like variation is possible.
Yeah. Either way, there are a lot of exciting ones to look forward to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I'm just looking at the wiki here. Let's think. Amelia Bobbleding has to be done. Amelia Vitus, and then Lucas Vitus, and then Daniel and Amelia has to be done as well.
Yes, they got 4 races left, and they're all game changers.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, now we're moving on to Group Kiyomiya, which is Nick's group, and well done, Nick. You have 3 without free so far. Good job. So like you're doing. Looks like you're going to. You could be getting the top seed depending on results. Wally as well has got 3 wins out of 3. Alice Clark is on 1 win and 2 losses. Steph is on 1 loss. Kiefer is on 1 loss, and Emily is on 3 losses. Unfortunately, we lost Smudgy, and that's why Kiefer's in the group.
Yeah, Smudgy withdrew for personal reasons, and Kiefer was the only replacement there was.
And we just like to face it as well here. Yeah, and we like to say on the cast as well. We hope Smudgy is doing okay, and we hope he makes a quick recovery.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, Nick, how would you see this group going?
So I've also done a lot of theory crafting with my group as well. I think at this point it's very likely that Wally and I will finish in spots 1 and 2, depending on, of course, the remaining matches that Wally has to do and that I have to do. But we're planning on doing our race last to see who's going to top the group, assuming that I win my race against Steph and Wally wins his race against Kiefer, which again might not happen. And I think the most interesting thing is that there's a potential for a 4th place triple threat in this group. Of course, there's still a lot of races to go since Kiefer he's only done 1 of his races. But there could be potential if Alice is able to nab 3rd and beat Kiefer, Steph, and Emily, then there could be a triple threat between the bottom 3 for 4th place. So I think that could be really interesting.
That would be fantastic, actually, as well. That'd be a really close triple threat, really, because there really isn't much between any of them, really. Like, it's anyone's game. I think that'd be great to see if triple threat comes. And yeah, I'd say Nick, yourself, and Wally, I'd say will be top 2. It just depends on what order, but I think that'll be the top 2, and then 2nd to 4th will be interesting because I can see Emily getting top 4, I can see Alice getting top 4, and I think Kiefer can get top 4 as well, and Steph could definitely, and Steph could pull it out of the bag too. So there's another group where it's very, very hard to call.
Yeah, very competitive for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Morgan, how would you see this group going?
Well, I think if Wally handicaps himself against you, Nick, you could beat him.
He said he is not planning to handicap himself against me, so I think it's very likely he will beat me.
Okay.
Well, you got to
I think Wally's going to win the group then. And you'll finish 2nd. I think Alice will finish 3rd, and I can't really decide between Kiefer and Emily because neither of them are bad, but they're not exactly outstanding either.
Yeah, it's very hard. That's very hard to call because I know Kiefer is definitely capable of taking a scalp. Last tournament he beat Meg's Caliber, who finished 4th in group
place completely.
Yeah. And then, but he can also kind of drop the ball as well. Like I remember he lost to Agork in that Spyro 2 race, which ultimately cost him his place in round 2. But maybe he'll make up for it this tournament. Sorry, go on.
He said he didn't practice for that race at all, and that's why he lost.
I think there's a big potential in Group Kiyomiya for Kiefer to be the dark horse and finish third.
Oh yeah.
In my race against him, even though he didn't finish, he messed up really bad and still was very close to me. He was only 2 dragons away from finishing when I finished. So I think if he practices, I think he could have a dark horse potential.
Oh yeah, Kiefer is definitely capable of taking scalps. You know, as the Medic's Caliber example last year, like he's definitely capable when he puts his mind to it.
Kiefer does try very hard.
Oh yeah, exactly. He puts everything, which is great. Like, you know, and like it's gonna be very interesting to see who comes out of that group. Next group Yozaki, which is my group, and Desert Monkeys won 3 from 3. G4 has won 2 from 2. So it's gonna be, probably my prediction is that it's gonna be a battle between those two for spots 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then it's looking like it's going to be between myself, Fisher, and Noel to battle off for 3rd and 4th. But Brandon Black wouldn't rule him out yet because, you know, he is capable of getting shock results. I remember he beat Muddy in the Gex League, so he's definitely one to look out for. He's another person that could definitely take a scalp somewhere. So, Daniel, how would you see Group Shiozaki going?
Yeah, similar to what you said, I guess. So I definitely think it will be, from the looks of things as they've gone so far, Desert Monkey and G4, probably the winner of that race will be the winner of the group overall, and whoever loses that race will finish 2nd. And I know we were talking about it just before the cast, but similarly, I was kind of thinking the same thing for yourself and Fisher. Whoever wins that race will be 3rd, and whoever loses it will be 4th. But then you could make the point that, like, Noel did nearly beat Fisher in their race.
Yeah, exactly.
And it came down to the fact that, like, Noel paid for something which, if she'd skipped into, then potentially she could have won that race as well. So it's difficult to say, to be honest. It's a very hotly contested group, I'd say. And it's, like, I don't know whether it's confirmed at the moment for G4 and Desert Monkey to be the top 2. But like,
Desert Monkey has head-to-heads on me and Fisher, so the worst he can get now is 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Nice.
He hasn't raced Brandon yet, but like he has head-to-heads on me and Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've raced G4, haven't you?
I have, yeah. That was a Spyro 1 race.
It was the Crystal Maze one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
interesting.
So sorry, go on, Nick.
I think that you can secure at least 4th place. Can, as long as you beat Noelle. If you beat Noelle, I think she's out of the running for round 2. But if she beats you, then it could be a very interesting 3rd through 5th place.
Yeah, at the minute Noelle has losses to Desert Monkey and Fisher. That's the thing. I think Fisher's match with me, I believe, will be his last race. So he's got 2 wins. So I think no matter what happens, I think unless like of course I lose, but like I think Fisher could be a good probably is a certainty to go to round 2 at worst. Like
I think Fisher's confirmed because he has head-to-head over Noelle and Brandon Black.
Yeah, Fisher's practically confirmed to go through, but whether that's 3rd or 4th, that's up to you to decide, Connor.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just really terrible, guys. You know, Fisher's gonna kill me. You know, I'm just the worst speedrunner ever.
I believe in you, Connor. You can do this.
But yeah, say that to bring his guard down and then smash him. Yeah.
Like I have like my race, by the way, guys. Well, I have my game confirmed with Noel. We're doing Spyro 3. We haven't got a goal suggested yet, and me and Fisher have talked about our game, like to have to rubber stamp a goal. But yeah, I'm not gonna make any predictions. Obviously, this is my group. Like, I'd hope to get 3rd or 4th. But like, listen, at this moment, I would take into round 2 and be satisfied.
Yeah. I think you can definitely.
Like, you know, it is a.
Connor.
Thank you, Danta. Thank you, my friend. I would say group Marufuji now, but we've already done that.
We've pretty much already discussed that. Yes.
Yes. We're now going.
You can't predict it. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Group Nakajima, or however you say it, Nakajima, I think. It is Muddy Maestro's group. Sorry, Morgan, do you know what's it?
I think the order of the top 4 in this one is pretty much set in stone now because they've all raced each other.
Oh, yeah.
Unless Fraser or Jess can pull off something special.
I think the top 4 is pretty set. I think Muddy's won 3 out of 3. Yoga's won 2, lost 1. Skater has won 1, lost 2. Charm Sky has lost 3 and won 1. But I think that's the that's the top 4. Unless Fraser and Jess pull off a shot. But I think that's the top 4. So it's gonna case of like where everyone finishes, because this is a group where it's like, even though it's probably you kind of know it's going to get through, it's hard to kind of know which order it'll go in.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, Fraser and Jess could just sweep the rest of their races. You never know.
Fraser could like be good at Sparrow now and do a good Sparrow 1 run at that time.
I want somebody to get Alice Clark to this tournament.
There's still the potential for it. So yeah, I was I hadn't even. Oh wait, no, because they did talk about it in the roundup actually. But I was going to say I hadn't realised that Fraser still hasn't uploaded a race yet. So I guess you never know. He could be the dark horse. Could get 5 for 5.
He's been busy practicing this whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why he's not uploaded a race yet. Is he's just been practicing non-stop for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, he said he's good at Spyro. He's going to prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's good. Exactly. He's going to show that he only marginally lost to Astra. So that's improvement now. But yeah, I think Muddy will top the group. I think between Yoga and Skater for 2nd and 3rd, and then Hanley to come 4th.
Well, Yoga and Skater already faced each other, so Yoga is going to get 2nd for sure, unless Jess or Roman comes through.
Oh my god, am I predicted it right? Yes! Yes! Are we all in agreement that Muddy, Yoga, Skater, and Charm Sky will get to top 4?
Yes.
Most likely at this point, I think, yeah.
So yeah, final group now. Fuajita. This has...
interesting.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. We've got Garion, Tooney, Laura, Max, who's coming as a replacement, replacing Cyrili's, who unfortunately had to withdraw for personal reasons. Hope he recovers soon. This also has Excal and Liam.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a tough one, isn't it? Yeah, props to Garion, definitely.
The build up to this tournament, he kept talking about how he was really bad and he was going to fail, and if he beats Max, he wins the group.
Yeah,
I think this group is the most likely group to have a triple threat because Garion beat Laura. Laura beat Laura has played and beat Tooney, and Tooney's beat Garion.
Yeah,
if they beat everyone else in the group, then there will be a triple threat for first place, which can be really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Loki wants to see that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, I think.
Yeah, as I said, it's very hard to predict this actually as well. Garion has done brilliantly actually. Garion mode is doing brilliantly. I know he was lacking comments at the start, but he's really done really well. Garion, he's got some great results.
I don't think he's the most talented speedrunner, but he tries and practices a lot.
Oh yes, 100%.
He's off.
He's definitely one of the best. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best newcomers we've had because he's really played really well. He really puts ball into his roots as well, which I like.
There are jokes about Garion mode, but I think Garion mode is definitely helping him improve a lot as well.
It's tried and tested and proven at this point, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Tooney was even saying in his talk actually that if he actually would have lost only Tooney messed up his gem route, and then he said he actually was very lucky. So Garion could have had 5 from 5. He could have had all his wins so far only for that. So that's the fine margins as well in the group.
I'm interested to see how Max does because he hasn't done any races yet. So he could potentially come in and shake things up.
Definitely. Max can definitely pull a scalp. Definitely take a scalp somewhere. I think Garion is probably the only cert to go. I think Garion and Tooney are probably the guaranteed kind of the 4 to go through, and then toss it between Laura, Liam, Max. Then I'd say maybe Excal.
Well, I think Laura's guaranteed to go through too because she has. Oh well, no, she only has 2 wins at this point.
I'd say Laura has
the same as Tooney though.
Oh yeah, so they both only have 2 wins at the moment.
Yeah, like they got the same amount of wins, same amount of losses, but you're saying Tooney's guaranteed and Laura isn't.
And we actually,
Oh, yeah.
in the table that we're looking at, we actually see Tooney above Laura, but in reality, Laura's above Tooney on the head-to-head as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's a crucial thing. Yeah, Laura has head-to-heads on Tooney, and she has head-to-head on Liam as well. So that's 2 good head-to-heads to have.
Yeah, I personally think that Gary and Tooney and Laura are probably guaranteed to go through at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like it depends. I think it depends on the game with the other people.
Yeah, 100%.
Like really. Yeah. So it's very difficult to call, but yeah, I think as I said, look, it depends on like with Liam. I think he could get through if he tries. I think Liam definitely has enough talent to get to round 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just stay away
There
from
you have
Spyro
it.
3.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, there we go. That is it for the second episode of the Spyro Speedruns cast. I'd like to thank all my guests for being on the show today. Keep on racing. Continue to have fun. Stay tuned for roundups, talks, more races. Have a great day, and we shall see you for more races soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.